Today I'm going to show you exactly how to connect Retell AI and n8n. I'm going to explain things so that you can use any AI voice platform that you want, but we'll be using Retell AI in this video. Now, n8n is going to allow you to add any function you would like to your AI receptionist or AI voice agent. Whether it's connecting a CRM tool, a calendar, another software, you can connect anything you want to your agent with the proper n8n workflow. And the most important part about an n8n workflow is knowing the foundational pieces, how to actually make that initial connection between your AI voice platform and n8n. It's going to be the most important piece when it comes to actually building a workflow that works properly and maximizing your chances of not running into bugs later on. n8n can definitely be complicated. That's why I'm going to explain things as simply as I can so that even if you're a beginner, this will be the perfect video for you. We're going to be recreating this custom function right here, this book appointment GCal custom function. So I'm gonna go ahead and hit add, and we're gonna select custom function. I'm gonna name it just Google Calendar. And I'm gonna write invoke to book appointments on Google Calendar, on the calendar. Now, the first thing you need is the API endpoint. You can't even save this function without adding that API endpoint in. You need the API endpoint. That is the first thing. So let's start with a blank workflow. Come to n8n, make sure you make an account. You can use it for free. I recommend doing one of two things, just paying for the subscription. It's what I do. Or look up on YouTube how to use n8n for free. It's going to show you how to host it locally. It's kind of like a pain in the ass. I would recommend just, going with the plan. It's what I do. So, but you can use it free to start out. Create a workflow. The first step is always going to be a webhook, because a webhook is going to give you that API endpoint. A webhook is where information is sent. So I searched webhook and I selected just a normal webhook, right? And we have our URL right here. So I'm going to copy the URL. I'm going to change the method to post. Post, 99% of the time you're going to be using post, because post means you're sending data. We're almost always sending data. And then you can leave everything else the same. So just make sure you copy that URL and you change the method. So I'll head out and we can see we have our webhook. We have our start right here, our webhook node. Come over to Retell and just paste that API endpoint in. We're pretty much telling, okay, now this function is connected to this workflow, which is obviously blank. We have to build it out. Now, next, again, for parameters, I discussed that in the last lesson. We're going to use form because it's much simpler. I'm going to hit save for now because we want to take a look at first what we want to put inside the parameters, right? So let me just hit save. And okay, so we're doing Google Calendar, right? We're creating a custom function for Google Calendar. Now, to fill in the parameters, we are going to look at what we're collecting for the appointment booking flow. We are first collecting a purpose. We're asking why they're coming in. Then we're asking their name, their number, preferred specialist, and date and time. So we want to include all that information inside the parameters. Let's say you're connecting your AI receptionist to a Google Sheet. Then you're simply just going to fill in the parameters with whatever information you want to be filled into that Google Sheet. So field name parameter, we'll first do start time. And this will be start of appointment. And we'll leave it as a string. And then second one, we'll do end time. And we'll write end of the appointment, right? Because we're collecting the date and time. That's the date and time taken care of. Now, we want to do a summary field. And we want the summary is going to be the title of the appointment. So when the appointment appears on the calendar, this is what the title is going to be. So we want the title to be the name and purpose. And then we want to do a description, and the description is going to be the description of the appointment, right? What's inside of it once you click on the actual appointment to see the details. And the other fields we have to fill in are number and preferred specialist, right? So number and preferred specialist. So your AI agent is going to see this. Oh, wait, one more thing we have to do is do format ISO 8601. You want to do that. It should do it either way. it should send, and you can write this in the prompt or in the parameters, but this is just formatting the time properly so that n8n can read it. So just make sure you have format ISO 8601 in there for the start time and the end time. Okay, again, as I was saying, your AI receptionist is going to see this function and say to itself, okay, I have start time field, end time field, summary, and description, and then this is what goes inside each of those fields. So this is where you're defining what you're sending to n8n, and we're going to see that exactly. We're going to see that exact, it's called a payload. We're going to see that exact payload sent from our AI receptionist to n8n, this exact payload, once we do a test. So I'm also going to turn payload args only, very important. This is going to separate this information into it's going to organize the information pretty much. So we're going to turn that on. Everything else is good. We can go ahead and hit update. I'm going to get rid of this book appointment gcal function. Well, actually, let's check into it and make sure everything looks good. So yes, start time, end time, description, summary. Doesn't really matter what order you put it in. And then we have, this is exactly how we want it. So I'm just going to delete this one now. Okay. However, I'm going to make sure I got to swap the function names, as we know, to the new one. Now this one's Google Calendar, and this is also Google_calendar. Okay, now we have the appointment flow all good to go. We can test it. But before we actually really test it, we need to set up this function, right? So webhook is always going to be the first node because you need that catcher. Think about like the webhook is like a glove. It's catching the information from Retell AI. Obviously, no matter what you're doing, like you're connecting to a software. You're using n8n to connect to a software, right? We said it's a middleman. You're connecting to that software so that you can actually send stuff to it. If it's a CRM, you want to send details. If it's a Google Sheet, you want to send information. If it's a calendar, you want to send date and time and the caller's name, their number, their email. Like, right? In any scenario, you're sending some information in some sort of instance. So you need that catcher to first catch the information from the AI receptionist, right? So this webhook is catching the information. Now we need to figure out what we're actually doing. I'm going to set up a very simple flow. We're just going to do book events inside of a Google Calendar. n8n has, and this is the same for n8n, Make.com, Zapier, they have so many native integrations. Just like Retell has a native integration with cal.com, n8n, these workflow platforms have native integrations with thousands and thousands of different softwares. So if we just search Google, these are all the native integrations. They have all of these already built in. They've made the connection for you. So we're going to do a calendar, right? Because we want to book appointments on a calendar. We're going to click into it and we're going to see all the different nodes that we can select. We are booking an appointment. So we're creating an event inside of Google Calendar. We're going to hit create an event. Now it's going to configure it for us already. You always need to sign into you need to set up credentials. You obviously need to sign into a Google Calendar in order to actually book appointments inside of a Google Calendar, right? So you need to sign in. The resource is going to be an event. The operation's good. It's create. Just leave it as is. Make sure you're signed in. And then once you're signed in, you're going to have a drop-down. Open the drop-down and select the email that you, select the calendar that you want to book appointments into. Now, here is what is defining the start time and the end time. n8n already puts in book the appointment for right now plus 1 hour. So even if a caller right now, since this is connected to the AI receptionist, if the AI receptionist fires this workflow, it's going to book the appointment for right now plus 1 hour. We have no input data, so we can't update this just yet. We're going to leave it for now, and we're going to finish the workflow. So lastly, I want to do a respond to webhook node. This is because a respond to webhook node is going to tell our original webhook, it's going to tell our AI receptionist if the appointment was booked or not. Right now, the way it's set up is if we were to execute this workflow and we were to call the AI receptionist, we were to do a test, it would send over all this information to n8n. n8n would catch it in the webhook, and then it would activate this create an event inside the calendar that we signed in with, right? The issue is it stops right then and there. So even if the appointment doesn't book properly, the AI receptionist is still going to tell the caller that it worked because nobody told it that it didn't work. So we're basically going to set up a respond node. We're going to type respond, and we're going to do respond to webhook. And we're just going to leave it as is. It's perfect as is. And this webhook is going to tell this webhook if it's going to tell the webhook the result of what happened during the workflow. So, but we also need to come into the webhook and we need to change respond to, instead of respond immediately, right? Because I told you it'll end right then and there. It'll tell Retell AI. If you keep it on immediately, it's going to tell Retell AI, it's going to tell your receptionist, it fired, successful, good, no matter what actually happens. But now since we have that respond to webhook node, we can select use respond to webhook node. So now, before answering the AI receptionist, right? So AI receptionist sends the information to n8n. Before n8n responds, it's going to go through the workflow, and then the respond to webhook node is going to catch the result, in this case, if the appointment was booked or not, and it's going to let the webhook know if it was booked or not, and then that response is going to be sent to the AI receptionist, allowing the AI receptionist to tell the caller if the appointment was booked or not. So now we have this configured. We need to do a test flow because we need our input data in order to update these variables with the proper information. So we're going to hit execute workflow. I'm going to come out with a retell, and I'm going to do a test. So let's make sure this is good. This is updated. Let's do a test chat so we can see this actually pan out. Can I book an appointment? It's going to ask for right purpose, the name, number, preferred specialist. Should we say checkup? Anthony, use this number, and we'll just say Mike, and for the specialist, and tomorrow at 2 p.m. Okay, perfect. It's going to call this function. It's going to book the appointment for right now, right? So it said all set because it fired correctly. If we look at the tool invocation, we can see the payload sent. It matches exactly what's inside our parameters, right? Summary, Anthony, and the purpose. Description, the phone number, and the preferred specialist. The start time and the end time in ISO 8601 format. It matches exactly what we put in the parameter section. I cannot stress how important that is enough. This is where you're defining and testing what information is being sent to n8n. Now, let's come over to n8n, and we're going to see that it panned out perfectly. If you didn't get check marks, it's because maybe you didn't set up your credentials correctly inside the create an event node. If we go to the Google Calendar that's connected, I'm going to have to do this and come over here. And we're going to see the appointment was booked for right now, like I said, and there's no information. So n8n, it fired the workflow, but because we have book for now plus 1 hour, it booked for right now plus 1 hour. As we can see, an appointment, it's 11:56 p.m. right now, and it booked for an appointment from 11:56 p.m. to 12:36 a.m. We need to fix that. If we come into n8n, we can now see we have all this input data. This is exactly what we need. And because we've turned payload args on only, we have this body section, which has our parameters. Look, our parameters are right here. The payload is right here. The information that we defined in the custom function right here, we can see it was sent inside of the function right here. And then we can see it landed right here in our body section in n8n, a perfect flow of information. We need to now drag this in to the node. So we'll get rid of the start time and we'll drag our start time variable. We'll get rid of the end time. We'll drag our end time variable, and then we're going to add field, and we want to look for summary and description. So we have summary. We'll drag in that summary, and we'll drag in description. Now you may be thinking, okay, is this information just for this specific phone call? No. This isn't, as you can see, these are variables. A dynamic variable is information that changes per phone call. And a dynamic variable is defined by curly brackets, right? We have 2 curly brackets. That means that this information is changing every phone call. So every time somebody does a test, not a test, but every time that you send over the summary field, the description field, the start time, and the end time, it's going to be custom to whatever the caller said in that phone call. So we're not passing, yes, in this instance, we're passing this information. So if I'm to hit execute step right now, it's going to pass this information into the calendar, right? So I'll hit execute step and boom, fired, check mark, come over here. There we go. Look at that. Anthony, checkup for 2 p.m. Preferred specialist, Mike. The exact information that we gave it in our test. Now let's do another test, right? So one thing you need to remember is that right now our workflow is inactive. Inactive means that the webhook is not listening unless you hit execute workflow. You hit execute workflow, now it is listening. If you want it to be always on, meaning you don't have to hit execute workflow for this workflow to work, simply turn it on. n8n is going to tell you the workflow is activated and we can now use our production webhook URL. Come into the webhook, swap to production URL, just tap that to copy it, bring it over to Retell, and just swap the test URL, the old URL, for our new URL, and go ahead and hit update. Now we never have to hit the execute workflow button again. This is active, it's always listening. So let's do another test. Can I book an appointment? My name is Anthony. I want to come in for a haircut. I want to see Adam. And my number is +00000000000. It's going to ask me what time. We'll say tomorrow at 3 p.m. And again, it's going to take all that information. It's going to call the function. And as we can see, it booked the appointment. So again, you open that and we can see all the information is exactly what we gave it. My name, haircut, 000 for my number, the Adam, we want to see Adam, and it's sent the start time and the end time. We come over to n8n. There's no more check marks because, this is just live now. You can come into executions if you want to see. So we can see that this panned out right here. This is the workflow that we just sent. We can click into it. You can see the information. See how it changed. Anthony, haircut. My numbers is 000 Adam, and we have start time and end time. If we come into the calendar, boom, Anthony, haircut, number 000 Adam, right? So it's specific for, it's custom to each phone call and their use case. That is n8n in a nutshell. And I gave an example for creating an event on a Google Calendar, but this was made to be universal for any node, any workflow that you're configuring on n8n. These are the basics. You need that webhook to capture. You can hit this plus sign and you can add any node you want. Make sure you fill in the node correctly. Do a respond to webhook so that you're telling your AI what actually happened, if it was successful, if it was not, and why. You need to do a test in order to populate the input data so that you can then fill in the information as you need to. Almost every node is going to have you add some credentials. So just make sure you just simply sign into a valid account and you're going to be good to go. These are the basics. There are a million different scenarios with n8n, literally more than a million different scenarios. There are an unlimited amount of scenarios using n8n. You can connect to any software in the world. You just need to get good. So understand the basics of what I just taught you. Understand the flow, custom function, define your parameters, when that function is called. In test chat's a great way to see exactly what was sent. You can then also go into n8n. You can see what was sent by going into, for example, executions and opening up that specific execution. And then it will obviously execute the workflow if you've configured everything properly. Okay, that's going to be it. As you can see, we did a simple workflow, nothing too crazy. The goal was to understand the connection between n8n and any AI voice platform that you want to connect, because making that connection properly is going to be the most important piece about building any workflow. So if you found this video at all helpful, please like and subscribe. If you're learning about Retell AI and n8n because you're trying to build and sell AI receptionists, then you can click on this video up here where I walk you through how to actually start your own AI receptionist business, giving you a clear path from A to Z, the path that I wish I had when I first started out. But other than that, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.